What's up? Can you guys hear me? Give me a yes in the chat. The feats? How did your sketch go? I haven't sketched yet, but it's coming. It's coming. I like to do the sketches live. That way you can kind of see how the hell I think about it. So, what's up, Sue? John Brett. I remember the first time you came in here, I was like, oh, I got another dude follower. This is cool. No, it was Sue. Not mad about it either, but yeah. Robin, Terry, good evening. All right, we're starting us off good. We got a good little chat going. I like this. Let me mute this tab and make sure I can read the chat. Meh. Oh, you know what I did not do was transfer. Well, I can go to Patreon and do it, actually. I need to turn that light off, too. Anyways, how's everybody's Saturday going? I'm going to pre-warn you, I'm in a pretty good mood. So once we get finished painting here, I'm probably going to go on TikTok because I need to paint. Last night kind of ticked me off a little bit with the people that were, not the people, the person that was in there. So I need to refresh some stuff. I don't think we're going to paint skies tonight on there, but maybe we'll paint something else. Maybe some oranges or something. Haven't done oranges in a while. Lauren, staycation, so relaxing, nice. Dude, I told you. I don't know why y'all think I recommend this stuff. Like, I make nothing from that soap. That is for you guys to take care of your stuff. Make sure you can't see my feet. We'll go down this way. What if you do frame it? What if you do frame it? That's the thing, right? Let's see. Pop out the chat that way. Don't have to watch my own video. If you do see the video freeze up, if you don't mind, let me know. And we shall restart. But it should be good. It feels like the internet's been pretty decent. And happy Mother's Day to everybody, by the way, to the early ones. All right, let's sketch out these chicken feet, dude. Kind of excited about this one. Last night we just had like an annoying person in the chat, if I'm being honest. Like, I can normally deal with like trolls. This was like God, it was just awkward. Awkwardly annoying. Does it match the decor? I don't know, dude. What if you end up painting something that you really love? That's all I'm gonna say. Nope, ugly sketchbook only. Ivan, how are you, my friend? All right, let's open up these chicken feet. All right, they're not that bad. I think we got an opportunity to really play with some colors here. Having to paint on the left side of the sketchbook, and it does kind of freak me out a little bit. Let's do this. No, that's too heavy. Hey, Lori. Missed something with the TikTok last night? It was just weird. It felt like somebody that kind of knew. It felt almost personally trolling for some reason. All right, let's sketch this guy out. I'm gonna do like I do with all my leaves and everything else and just pray for the best here. Let's get this nail in. Keep the sketch loose because guess what? This isn't a sketchbook. These things are ugly. Who picked this? Who can we blame for le chicken feet? Who done it? Got a little shadow in right there. We'll grab this guy. If this ends up being one of my favorite paintings, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll send you a print of it, Angela. Ange. Alright, we got that guy there, then we got this long guy. I'm trying to reference everything off of this nail here. This is kind of my center. It looks like we're pretty close here. So we can grab this line in. Like I said, keeping everything loose. You can always kind of fix things on the fly. Because you knocked yourself out. Of a YouTube or in like person? God, these things are hideous. It's kind of cool looking though, if you think about it. I've tried them before. They're not bad. Is that a Desi I see? That's a Desi I see. How are you, Des? Let's bring this up a little bit more. What I do need to do is make sure I've got this kind of ham bone thing going here. And that looks like that goes right on top of that one. Sherry, how are you? Be grateful they're clean feet. That's fair. That's actually fair. Wait, Micah, did we establish that your name's Micah or not? Throw them a little bit nasty. Possibly coming to Germany with us? I went a little big on this guy. I need to bring that down a little bit. This guy needs to come up a little bit more. Yep, Micah. Okay, yep. I remember saying it was a pretty name, but I can't remember if we said it was your name. Heidi Lou, how are you? Martina did really good. I'm a little nervous because she did fantastic. This needs to come up more. I need this finger to not be as fat. We might have to adjust some on the fly here because this is a... Yeah, it gets a fat finger. We'll roll with it for now, though. We'll adjust everything. Look how fat this guy is. So we'll take this guy. Maybe make him a little bit skinnier. Here. There's going to be some erasing for me because it's a lot of long lines. I don't like to do really good with long lines. But we'll roll with it. Took your loose... Oh, no way. Shit, why don't I recognize? I'm sorry, Micah. I am a jerk. It's been a hectic few weeks, so that is absolutely my fault, and I will fix that. Chicken feet because of Ange. We're blaming Ange on this one. Ange gets the blame on this one. And they look kind of cool. Heidi, do you eat chicken feet? What color do we even mix for this monstrosity? I'm going to go kind of bold with the colors. I'm going to go a wee bit bold on them. I'm probably going to use a little bit of that Jaune Brilliant because I love that color a lot. I like where that's at. We got some good lines here. Hello, Melly. So there's this shadow part that comes up right around here. And then we've got the one side kind of curls up into this finger. Or finger, toe. That's going to be my shadow for it. And then we also have this kind of shadow shape. It goes all the way down to the edge of the finger. I am going to put those in because I want that to make sense lighting-wise. But thank you for taking the terracotta class with me. That's super sweet. That was a fun class to me. Hopefully it was fun to you guys because it's the first time I worked with them. They did invite me back, so that's a plus. It's just figuring out what else I could do with them. So I've been stuck on skies a little bit. Yeah, I didn't mind them. They've got kind of a weird, like people down here eat pickled pig lips. It's not my vibe necessarily, but I can see where the vinegar and everything would be cool. Mike, if you don't mind me asking, did you hear about me before terracotta? Do I like that shape? Oh, we could do some fruit. I haven't done fruit in a long time. It'd be a fun class. Oh, good. Good. Well, like I said before, make yourself at home. The people that are in here are people that have been with me for a long time. Probably some of the most beautiful people I know. And they have taken very good care of me over the years. So I am partial to a lot of them. Am I okay with this? I feel like I'm okay with that. It's the best group. Want a floral glass. Ooh, maybe some poppies, magnolias. Micah, you were in there for it. I keep talking to Mike because the terracotta class is on my mind a little bit. We did pretty quick paintings in that class, and I'm glad we did because I was actually set up. I'm terrible at planning, and we had planned that all the way from like November of last year, and it kept getting pushed back because of life and everything else. So by the time they came to the class, like, all right, we need your materials, everything else. I was like, okay, well, I've got these 5 paintings because I was thinking it was like a 4 or 5 hour class. It was not. It was exactly what, 2.5, and they actually said 2 at first. I was like, can you give me another half hour? Don't have the reference, so I don't know. It should be on Patreon. All right, we'll kind of flex this guy off of this one. Yeah, so like as soon as they were like 2.5 hours, like, okay, I paint fast. Can they paint fast? But you guys like actually caught up. Y'all stayed online with me the whole time. That looks like a wiener. Okay. Yeah, I was very, very pleased with that. Terracotta's pretty cool. I'd heard of them a long time ago. And then Cole, I don't know if you've ever taken a class with Cole. He does like pencils and watercolor. He's the one that kind of turned me on to him. And I don't know if he did some good talking for me or not, but it wasn't that much longer that they contacted me to do a class, which we normally do these lives and stuff like that. Things like that. Dude, what's up, Dawn? Man, I've been seeing a lot of old faces and it makes me extremely happy. Grab this line. I'm just gonna have to come down a little bit more at an angle here. So we're just gonna do some light sketching in this. We've got this nail that ends about right where we're at there. Yeah, so for anybody that is interested, I think the Germans are getting a cottage together when I go up there in January. So if you like to travel, we're going to Hamburg. It's not like necessarily a retreat. Like you don't have to pay me or some company for it. You really just have to kind of chip in for the cottage. Oh, and the airfare, but believe it or not, it's cheaper than I thought. I was waiting for it to be really expensive, especially with the price of fuel and everything else, but it's not bad. Who has the details? So far, no one. We're just kind of in the pre-planning period of it. So it's going to kind of depend on who all comes, how much room we need. This nail needs to be a little bit longer. These things are kind of ugly, if we're being honest here. I think Terry said she was thinking about it, and I would love to see Terry. All right, so this finger, I'm gonna kind of make this finger up, or at least this side of it. And we'll just kind of go from there. I like where this is at. I'm not mad about this. And I want to keep it super duper loose anyway, so this is gonna probably work out really good in my favor. I think so. I think so. And I was kind of thinking about it too. Like normally I try to see people on the way. So I know, Sue. That breaks my heart. Ugh. He'd be the only Aussie to meet us. Ugh. Yeah. That'd be cool. I forgot what I was saying now. Terry got me excited by saying she might come, so. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, these look like chicken feet. Am I right? The only thing I really want to mark is some of these lines here. Just to make sure I'm kind of getting some of those curves. I need NAMTA to go back to Seattle. That's what I need. So hopefully they do that. I think they vote on their stuff every time. It was in St. Louis, and that would have been cool because I could have met Haley and a few others. But yeah, that didn't happen as planned. Got a regular job still, so it kind of screws things up a little bit. I'm not gonna put every single line in because we're just gonna draw them in anyways. Yeah, the flights were not nearly as bad as I thought they were gonna be this year. I think it was like $860 for me to do it this early. I know. I think I'm going a little bit too overboard with it. Honestly, I'm just gonna get some of these lines in and be loose with it. This is my fault. This is me being a little anal about it. I should be just painting, really. I've got carrots for fingers. No, not bad at all. I mean, think about it. Like, if I'd have known it was that cheap to travel to like Germany and stuff, whew, I might not be married with kids right now in the U.S. because I would have traveled way younger. Why chicken feet? Ange. We're blaming Ange for this one. I think Maggie and Tina from Instagram might come meet up with us in Dulles this time. Hopefully. You've got to meet them. They're gold. Just kind of comes all the way down. Does this thing around here. Yeah, you'd love them. Have you talked to Tina or Maggie before? I feel like you have, no? They're not in Patreon, but they do get kind of active between posts and everything else. And Maggie's the one that's putting on that the Pantone challenge. I do want to put this dark shadow in here. I'm going to color this in just a little bit just so I don't forget it. And same on this little knuckle here. The snow last time had roads blocked and it sent me halfway to DC. It was awful. I know. I'm so glad you came though, dude. That was a highlight for me of that trip. I think I've met all together now with meeting Lauren recently. I'd like to count that out. So Z was the first, Maggie, Tina, and Becca. Maggie, all right, so Z, Maggie, Tina, Becca, M, Ellie, Sandra C, who else? Oh, Martina. of course. Maria. 11 total friends of mine I think I've met. At least 11? Yeah, no, 12. 12 with Lauren. 12. Good number. Tina is Tina Bocook. She has been around a long time, but she does her own thing. She's had some grandkids and she's got a little bit of a life, so I don't blame her at all. And Laurie, yeah, true, Laurie. So 13, holy hell. I got to spend the most time with Laurie, I think. We kind of bullshitted for a while. Not mad about it at all. All right, I'm kind of happy with where this is at, honestly. I don't want to go any more crazy on the details. It shouldn't be crazy. They look like feet. Yeah, do they look like feet? They look like feet. Let's get some paint going here. What I might do is lay down kind of a wet and wet. Do I have some really white highlights on this? I want to use that wax pencil again because I'm a glutton for punishment. Them's chicken feet. I have the little Polaroid photo we took in my fridge. So you were the first one that I got with that. I owe Melly, German Melly, a Polaroid like that because she's the only one I didn't get one with in Germany. I felt terrible. It's not like I could just go back next week and get one. So I got to get another one of those. I'll be a little bit loose with this. Where is the cups? We have no cups. Let me get some coffee real quick. Nobody leave. That's a good thing. We don't have to worry about people leaving the YouTube on this one. So listen to the elevator music for a second. If Fanny comes in, tell her it's her fault we're listening to it. The crayon, that's that wax crayon I was playing with last night, Lori. It supposedly keeps the highlights kind of, and I got a couple paintings. I'll show you right when I get back with the coffee and the cups, and I'll show you what it does. It's pretty cool. Okie dokie. We're back. Sorry. Alright, we got a cup water for now. I hope you're sketching. I'm doing this for you. Oh, the chicken feets. I think this is going to be cool. I got a good feeling about this one. If it turns out bad, we can always blame Ange. I'm going to go kind of smaller brush. Definitely smaller than that brush. And I might just go size 12. Might give me enough color there. This should be fun. Get some paper towels. You can tell I'm always prepared for these paint sessions. What is up there, Pre? I'm trying to figure out, our toolkit talked about, since I did that little shindig with them, that post, that it would get me a little 10% off, I'm pretty sure. 10 or 20% off, I can't remember what they said, with a code. So I'm going to talk to them this week about that. If you guys don't have one of these palettes yet, it is one that I will sell to you because I love how tiny they are and how well they travel. Yeah, I'll double check with them. Maria's not here, but they are making a pink one. Surprised she hasn't bought it yet, if I'm being honest. All right, so the colors I'm going to be using are going to be Jaune Brilliant. I think I'm going to throw in a little bit of that quinacridone gold. Maybe a touch of lavender, just because I've been obsessed with it. And that royal blue. I'm going to treat these kind of like I treat my glass colors. All right, so what I want to do first is kind of lay down a light layer. I'm going to do this pretty rough. So straight Jaune Brilliant or a buff titanium if you got it. This is just a little bit more yellow than a buff titanium. Buff titanium tends to lean a little bit more brown. So it looks like all my highlights are kind of coming, looks like my light's coming in this way. So what I really want to do is leave a lot of that white tone. We'll just start kind of building in some of these little feet colors here. Like I said, extremely rough. Just because I don't want this to be too detailed. So almost a dry brush. Start layering in some little spots there and suggest some of that light. I write this down a little bit more this way. Create a little bit of a difference on this guy. Leave that white up here. And if you don't have like a buff titanium or a Jaune Brilliant, you can use like a yellow ochre and water it down like a ton. This is shadow right here. I can get away with putting some more. Everything else is kind of about the light here. So just one color so far. We got a little bit of light here. So pull this down just a touch. There is some skin that I kind of missed drawing in here, so I'm going to paint that in here. Drop some water in here. Like I said, I don't want to take over my white, so I do want some texture though. So these spots where I've laid that down, I won't notice this, but it'll play out in the painting itself. And the same thing here. We do need a red. I'm going to lean kind of a warmer red. So like a Pyrrole red or a Cad red will work really good with this. So grab this guy and start kind of bringing it in. All I'm keeping in mind is that my light's hitting. So I don't want a whole lot of color right here in the very highlight of it. We're keeping it loose because it's a sketchbook. This would be like our lightest layer of the light. Are y'all able to see it pretty good? Right to that knuckle there. And I am going to dry that. Anybody else working in the Lucchetti sketchbook? Are you loving it? The day they make a 5x7 version, I am screwed. Don't put chicken feet in it. I'm actually enjoying my sketch on this one a little bit more now. Oh, I wanted to show you too, Lori. Are you still in here? You're still in here. So that wax pencil does. You won't see it too well in a couple of these, but so it almost acts like masking fluid in a way. It just resists the water and paint from going in there into the paper. It's not as clean as masking fluid. I did use it on these skies right here. You see those white lines? I just kind of pre-drew those in before I painted. And I really like that effect a lot. If it's random enough. I want to get the nails in. So what I'm going to do for the nails is get that Quinn Gold. You can use like a yellow ochre. The Quinn Gold, I'm gonna mix that. No, it just melts into the page basically. I'm gonna take that Jaune Brilliant into that. I kind of just want to make like a warm canary yellow almost. We'll grab in some of these nails real quick. So I'll put that crayon right there on the highlight. So see how it's not letting me paint over it really? It's keeping that white for me. There's a bit of a quick on this guy. Did I do on this? Yeah, I think I did. Okay, we're gold there. I'm gonna lay down a little bit color on this. It's pretty cool. I mean, I think it's got some opportunities to be really cool. And I'm going to water this out a little bit because I don't want that so saturated. So a bit of water here and just kind of lift a little bit of that color. I don't have my paper towel, so I'm using my fingers to kind of pull the moisture and paint off. That is some gross looking chicken feet now. They're a little rotten looking. We can actually pull a little bit more of that. What I'm going to do is mix some more Jaune Brilliant into that. I'm just trying to tint the Jaune Brilliant a little bit more than what I had right here. Did the toenails pink? I should. There are some like darker little striations on this guy, so what I'm going to do is kind of Pushing a little bit more yellow into this. I don't want to take any away of that white. I just want a different tone than that Jaune Brilliant. I don't want this to be super perfect. Just some variation in that white. That way it doesn't look like we just forgot to paint that. See, now we can start doing some washes in this. What I want to do is, let's go a little bit of that warm red into that same mixture. Got kind of a pastel coral pink there. I want that extremely light, so I'm just going to touch a little bit of that. Can y'all see the palette good? Yeah. Just a little bit into that. And now we're making a red tinted version of that buff titanium. A little bit lighter than Pepto. Start grabbing in some of these darker spots with that red. I'm not going to go over everything we just did. I just want a little bit of red tint to it. I'm just keeping everything really soft. So just a tint. Here's your pink, Desi. This is going to be more blue around here, so we'll take maybe a few touches of that red in there. And kind of same up here. Once we put that blue on top, we'll get a little bit more different tones too. Suggesting some of that tendon looking stuff right there. A little bit more underneath here. So we'll have to add a bunch of blue and oversaturate that to hell. I hope you're kind of noticing where the light changes a lot on these. I see direct planes here, which is good. A little bit more up here. If you notice on my mixing tray, that red is starting to seep into that little bit of Pepto pink I've got there, so I'm being very careful with that one too. Kind of using the primaries as a fallback. So once we add that blue, we get some real darks. That Quinn Gold, a little bit of that warm red. I'm going to create almost like a burnt sienna look. Maybe a little bit lighter than burnt sienna. And push in the quicks of those nails a little bit. I don't know if they call them quick for chickens, but that's what we're rolling with. And again, keeping this super duper loose. I'm gonna soften up a little bit of that. I created that quick. All right, very cool. I like where everything is at so far. I do need to put a little bit more red on this guy here. That looks so gross. Okay, good, good. If they look gross, that means they look like chicken feet. I do kind of see witches' hands too. Now, like I said, I do believe lavender could either be a really cool choice or a really terrible choice for this. But I'm obsessed, so the Johnny mind says I want to make this work. Nice, what's up, Whisper? Worst case scenario, the lavender will be an undercoat. Sherry. You guys still enjoying YouTube? I do like the idea that y'all can see my palette. That is my favorite thing about this platform. I just wish we could play better music. That's my only complaint. Like, I'd be cool with chilling with, 15, 20 people in here and actually being able to show the palette, because I think that's a huge part of painting is like, hey, I'm mixing this with this because of this. I'm watering this down because of this. I think we got something going with these chicken feet, dude. I'm really excited. This is actually cool. Good call, Ange. Until I put this lavender in and it didn't work. Let's make sure the music didn't end. It probably did. There's some jazz background music. Let's see. All right, cool. All right. Lavender. Okay, I don't want to hear that one. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, see, the music can be tough to curate music for this. All right, we're back. Oh, dear God, this is going to be weird. Let's go lavender. Put some in the palette over here by itself. That way we don't get no weird mixture there. And I really just want to go for the darkest darks here. So I don't want to cover up all my red. I just want to start building some of these tones. Got a dark spot there. I kind of like that, actually. I don't like doing the earbuds anymore. I used to do it for Instagram. I just feel like it disconnects me a little bit, and you guys gotta hear me kind of hum. I am softening up a little bit of this blue back in, just a little bit, because we can always go darker, we can always go lighter. Big shadow on this guy. Not mad so far how this is looking. Like the paint kind of shows through a little bit. And I'm not doing anything crazy. Soften everything back up. I don't want really too much detail here, just the color for the most part. Especially in those darker spots. Right here. Get the yucky veins. Maybe a little bit more lavender on the palette. Don't want to go super thick, but I do want to put enough of a line. Yeah, see, I'm digging that a lot actually. A little bit darker down here. So, a little bit of that blue back in and out. Same thing on this guy down here. I told y'all I've tried them. I've tried chicken feet before, like eating them. They're not bad. Not bad at all. A little bit of blue here. I'm being a little careful with the blue. They're foul. Soften back a little bit. Again, nothing really crazy on the detail. I do need to move this blue up a little bit where this little curve is, if I can get enough on the brush. A bit up there. The claws are sharper than they look. Plenty of scars. I don't doubt it at all. Back into that lavender. So for the most part, if you think about it, we've really just used kind of like a limited palette of primaries, right? A bit darker there. Grab this purple in a little bit. Right here into this knuckle. We're still letting that red peek through a little bit. Wait, did I have a dad joke or did somebody say a dad joke? I might have missed it. If I said a dad joke, it was totally natural, I promise. And soften that back up with a damp brush. Just a little bit. Oh, they're foul. Okay, yeah, I think I meant to do that one. More dark on that shadow there. Got a little bit more shadow play here. By the way, on Germany, I cannot wait to ride the trains again. I'm not going to do the crazy thing with Switzerland and all that again. But I am going to ride some trains. Hopefully this time I can not get on the wrong one a few times or get my luggage stolen. I'm really curious. I know Em heard me say it last night, but I don't know if I'm going to do the same bag that I went with last time. It was a good bag. Just kind of hurt my feelings a little bit that I decided to run away a little bit. All right, I'm really not mad about this, y'all. I like where it's at. I think one more like really dark tone and then the details, just some small details in it, will sell them. The shadow down the fingers does feel a little bit more warm to me. So I might go with that Quinn quinacridone gold and Scarlet Lake, the red, the warm red. I'm going to water that down a little bit and maybe push a little bit more in there. Yeah, I do hold it weird. I know. You're going to tell me something I don't know. I try not to block the air holes. Alright, so maybe 2 more shadow colors. We'll do that Quin Gold. Water that down a good bit. All I want to do is come back onto these shadows down here on the fingers. So push that down a little bit more. I do want to leave a little bit of light down here, so I'm not going to go all the way down to the fingertip. Toe tip. Soften that back up, not lose my white. Just that little bit of warmth there. Kind of the same thing on this guy. More warmth down here. Getting no hard edges, so I'm not going to soak back a little bit of that. Johnny Bravo, haven't heard that name in a long time. Same thing all the way down here. It's not like an extremely big brush, but it's big enough to where I'm not sitting there thinking about every stroke, because I know I'm going to do that on the next step with the feet part of it, the wrinkles. Maybe a touch more over here. I don't like how white this is. And then we'll take that royal blue and ultramarine. I don't want to be too stout with this because I still need to do my shadow underneath the feet. I'm just kind of watching how watered down this mix is. We're not going to take over all that blue. Just really dark spots. Like this guy here. There we go. And I can go as thick as I want in certain spots, like this really dark shadow of the foot. Shape this back a little bit more. I don't want to go into all that warmth that we got. So back a little bit more. Big shadow here. Maybe a touch of that blue here. Just a different value. More dark blue. This guy. Lift a little bit of that blue there. like longer blue lines here, maybe a little bit thicker. Nothing crazy, but I do need a little bit more of that blue shadow. Alright, very cool there. While I'm right there, a little bit more of that Quinn Gold and Scarlet. I do want to push a little bit more depth on a few of these dark spots down here. Flex this back into the finger a little bit. Maybe a touch more blue down here. Also on this guy. Just those really dark spots. Alright, ultimately cool with that. For the shadows, I am going to lean them a little warm. So that Quinn Gold, that Scarlet Lake. What I might do is add just a touch of that blue to that. See if I can get kind of a warmer brown. There we go. That's pretty. And I can lean it as warm as I want just by adding in some more red there. I want to water that down a good bit. The shadows are decently light. I do see the shadow of the nail right here. I like that. Normally I would take some water and kind of run that out. I'm thinking about it kind of hard right now. I'm going to do something a little bit different on it. So maybe we'll try it on its own for once. I'm not gonna soften this. How about that? This is different for me. I'm trying new things. Trying new things. Now I do have this brown that I want to get this shadow into, but I want to add some blue to it as I'm going. So what I might do is take in just a touch of that blue up here, maybe darken this up, cool it down a little bit with that blue. And I can always go back into that brown. I'm going to water this down just a little bit. Get into a spot where I got to watch all that red. Looks like this goes all the way down to that finger down there, so we can kind of take it in. And then start bringing in some of that warmish brown. Now we've got this kind of cool blend in the shadow. Yeah, that goes all the way down to that finger. Maybe a little bit more red, a little bit more Quinn Gold. Touch more of that blue. That is a lot of that blue. I want this value a little bit stronger. There we go. back to that brown. All right, cool with me. Meet this tip here. This needs to be widened out just a little bit more. It's still decently wet. Same thing, that warm shadow here. Get our little fingernail there. The shadow's a little bit cooler all the way around. Grab this guy. There's any white space between this one. So big knuckle there. And back down all the way to the finger here. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I kind of like them. Soften up these lines here, which is a damp brush. I didn't do my water trick, but I will. Maybe add a little bit of texture in there. The joys of watercolor, you can kind of add things after. Maybe a little bit more blue to that. There we go. Have that cooler shadow. All right, let's try that. Then we can do the small details and be done with this guy. You like yours better than the photo? Good. Good. Yeah, I'm really liking what I did with this one. I mean, there's a little bit of sloppiness to like those little bit of washes, but I like the colors I chose. I like the sketch a lot. I like a lot of what's happening with this. Considering we don't paint chicken feet all the time, and this is in a sketchbook, I mean, we could be happy. We could be really happy about this. The photo's creepy. All right, so I think where you can get really crazy is putting too much detail in these little wrinkles these guys have. So I'm not doing every single wrinkle. I'm gonna use that same brown that I mixed just now and water it down just a little bit because I don't want like a black looking, I might even add a little bit of that red in there. I'm gonna make everything, kids calling. I'm trying to text if anything's crazy. All right, and then we're just gonna kind of throw in a few of these little textures in here. Just watching to make sure it's not super dark. So we're not going to do every single line here. Just a lot of dry brush here for me. I don't want to go into like the bubble part of this. Oh my, you're actually doing chicken feet. I tell no lies, my friend. I tell no lies. Fanny, you missed all the good elevator music tonight. think this does set us up for some good Halloween paintings. Maybe we'll do some good like witch paintings. Make your brush down. I'm really actually having fun with this. I'm not even joking. What's up, Caitlin? Fanny, Kayla. I like how thick that line is there. With these zero brushes, you have to be kind of careful because they will like clump up a little bit. So if you don't want these super solid lines, you have to kind of find out where the tip is for some reason. We'll dry brush here. Again, being pretty loose with it, I am going to darken up some of these spots like by the nail. Even throwing in a few of these little bubble guys here. You can get really carried away with everything going on. So again, I don't want to paint every single thing that's in this painting. So I'm going to push in a few of these little suggestions. Yeah, so instead of blaming Ange, we can thank Ange. So I'm not mad about this painting at all. Pre-sketched. Alright, grab a few more of these little curves here. Looks like everything else kind of curls around it, so grabbing a few of these little turns. No real rhyme or reason to which ones I'm doing, I'm just kind of feeling it. Power suggestion with watercolor is the thing, right? Just don't blame it, Ange. It's fair. It's actually fair. Maybe a few more on this guy, because it does feel like we could bring out that shadow a little bit more. There we go. It's a little better. Same thing with this guy. Maybe some lone ducklings right here. Say all day. Now, yeah, happy end is good by me. Really kind of cheating with the brush a little bit. I want to see Kristen do this one with pencils. Or Ida. Ida would be another good one. A little bit more water in that mix. Starting to dry up on the brush a little bit. Red into that. I can get some more tone up here. Soften that back up just a tear. That's where I can kind of do the final last tweak. So I might throw a little bit more blue on this guy here. Maybe a little bit more of that kind of yellow brown here. Let's get a little bit darker. Bum, bum, bum. Touch more of that reddish brown. I'll mix that in a little bit here. Get a little bit different tone on that yellow. A little bit more blue right there. There is like a touch of a dark brown there towards the tip. So I'm gonna take that blue and that brown, try to grab that a little bit. Same thing on this guy. Looks like it's on all of them, honestly. All right, chicken feet laid done, I think. I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy with that. What's today's date? 5/9/26. I need to start dating these. 5/9/26. Dude, like that was fun. That kept me super loose. Thought more about color than I did like shapes. Sketch was fun. Do think that's going to be it for the old YouTube. So if you guys give me like, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, maybe I'll go on TikTok and play around on there and listen to some better music. And maybe we'll paint some oranges. I haven't done oranges in a while. I'll probably stay in the sketchbook for that one. So, mucho love, mucho appreciation. If you did paint along, put it in the Discord. If you're new here, I don't think anybody really is new here, but if you are new here, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, make sure to follow on TikTok. We do a lot of lives there. And thank you guys again for the support, the time, the paintings, the references. We can thank Ange for a sweet one. Yeah. Everybody have a good rest of the night if you're not coming hang out on TikTok. Later, nerds.